Spurge here, and in this video we are going to break down the new REV'IT Ignition 4 H2O Jacket and Pants. So really, this is a jacket combo that has lived in REV'IT's line for as long as I have been employed at RevZilla, probably before my time at RevZilla if I'm being honest. So at least 10 years. The Ignition is a combination of leather and mesh. It has gotten more sophisticated as years gone on, but the fundamental reason you're looking at this has stayed the same. You want a leather jacket, you like that protection of leather, but you want to be able to ride it into the warmer months of the summer. This is the option for you within REV'IT's line. We've seen a lot of competitors come out and try and compete with this, but this is just a perennial favorite year after year within REV'IT's line of gear. This is now the 4 version. That means that there's 3 other versions that came first. Starting off with the price has not changed. The jacket in this world of inflation that we're living in has not gone up in price. It's going to stay right around that $580 mark for now at the time of shooting this video. If months from now they change the price and you go to their website and it's $600, don't come back and make a comment on this video. At this time, around $580 for the jacket. Matching pants did go up around $10 in price, $480 or around there for the pants. So you're looking at roughly just over the $1,000 mark if you go with the full outfit. Like I said, this is really aimed at riders out there looking for leather protection, but to be able to wear in the warmest months of the year. When we're talking about fit and size for this, Mr. McHugh on my left-hand side stands at a commanding 6 feet tall. He is not 400 pounds. He's 44-inch chest. He's 220 pounds. That sounds much more reasonable considering Pat's been, laying off the donuts and hitting the gym. Wears his jeans typically in a size 34. Pat went ahead and used the size chart from REV'IT. Size chart put him in a 54 for the jacket and a 54 for the pants. He is wearing both right now. Fits him perfectly. The one note here is that there is a dual liner system within the jacket. If you are planning on wearing the jacket without the liners in, you don't want a thermal liner, you don't want a waterproof liner, make sure when you're trying it on, you're trying it how you're going to wear the jacket the majority of the time. The reason I say that is because the liners do tend to make the jacket feel tight, and when you take all the liners out, the jacket loosens up a little bit. So make sure you're trying it on with how you plan on wearing the jacket the majority of the time. Sizes will range from a 46 up to a 60 in both the jacket and the pants. Use REV'IT size chart. You shouldn't have any surprises there. For the pants, there are short and tall versions available, plus or minus 2 inches respectively. So, looking at what we're talking about from a construction standpoint, it is cowhide leather, it is PWR mesh, which is a proprietary mesh from REV'IT, as well as PWR stretch, and the new that we're seeing with version 4 is so much more of that PWR stretch material. It's going to work its way down the inside of the arm on this. We're going to see it when we go around to the back. So really, just a much more comfortable jacket when we're talking about the stretch. You're also going to get a full sleeve thermal liner. So in the past, it's just been a vest for the thermal. You're now getting a full sleeve thermal liner, and that's what I was getting at earlier when I said wear the jacket or try the jacket on before you decide to go ride in it in the configuration you would want, because it is now a full sleeve thermal and a full sleeve waterproof. It is the Hydrotex waterproof liner in there. We'll get to that in just a minute when we open the jacket up. So you can see a nice kind of a mid-height to the collar on this. Clean lines, minimal branding. You do have the logo for the REV'IT brand over on the right-hand side here, but really just clean, minimal branding with this particular piece. That simple leather jacket. When we're looking at the armor, it's CE level 2 armor. That hasn't changed. It is going to be REV'IT's C-Flex CE level 2 armor in the elbows and the shoulders included, as well as in the knees on the pants. For the hip armor, you do get hip armor included. That is the C-Smart CE level 1 hip armor, a little bit more flexible than what we're seeing with the C-Flex armor. So don't let the name fool you. C-Smart, more flexible than C-Flex. I don't come up with this stuff, people. I'm just telling you about it. So as we work our way down, again, major amounts of that stretch material in the arm. You still get the zip cuff, and that folds back. You can see the full sleeve liner does snap in at the base on this. So if you're wearing this in the way that it comes, it would be thermal liner, waterproof liner, then the outside jacket. Looking down the front, all of that PWR mesh at the front of the jacket promotes a ton of airflow, dual hand warmer pockets. Other than that, McHugh, face sideways for me. strike the riding position. We will work all the way down to the pants on this. You can see you do have a little bit of adjustment at the waist with the Velcro adjusters here. You are getting the addition of that flex material at the back of the shoulder. So if you're in more of a full tuck sport bike position, that's going to give you more flexibility. Mesh underneath the arms, and then a little bit more of that flex material, as well as a pop or reflective at the elbow for this. Working your way down the pants, you can see one of the things that I like about the pant, very kind of a slimline fit without being overly snug. You can see the addition of the stretch material at the back of the leg on this. You can see you do have a dual zip at the bottom, just to help with getting this over the boots, not over the pant, mind you, so you gotta take your shoes off, put them on as actual pants. They are not over pants, and then zip down over top of the boots you're wearing. McHugh, go ahead and face backwards for me. REV'IT logo at the back, at the top, and then there are the REV'IT branding at the top of this. Little hang tag if you want to hang it up on a hook versus a hanger in your closet. Pop reflective with the logo on the back. Back protector not included. We'll accept the C-Flex back protector for this. REV'IT, I like the stitching on this. I know that we've gone away from this from a classic design because of a bulk standpoint, but one of my favorite jackets is an old RS2 jacket from REV'IT, and I love the stitching for the REV'IT logo, so I like the fact that this is stitched on the bottom. Again, pop reflective along the bottom, does zip together with the pants, and you can get a better shot here. A little bit of padding at the Cossacks for the pant on this, and you are going to get that stretch material at the back of the knee for added comfort, as well as the back of the calves. McHugh, you can go ahead and face forward for me. That's on zip, on snap. Taking a look at the inside here, you are going to notice Pat just undid it really smoothly, but the waterproof liner does snap into the jacket. It's not really branded as a destination liner because you do have the snaps on here, but you do get the little REV'IT logo on there, which means that if you wanted to take your jacket off at the end of a ride, maybe you're walking through the rain in a town or you're sitting around a campfire, you can wear this just as you're sitting around. You're going to notice some pockets and regular features you'd see on the inside of this. Those snaps do stay there. You are going to have some extra pockets on the inside. You can see there's our attachment zipper at the base on this. Now, we talked a minute ago about the waterproof liner being a destination liner. The thermal liner is not a destination liner unless you're wearing it underneath the waterproof jacket. You can, however, take the waterproof jacket off and snap the thermal liner into the jacket. So you can mix and match how you want to use this with the outer shell, but just keep in mind that you really can't use the thermal liner as a standalone when you're just sitting around the campfire unless it's snapped into the outside waterproof liner that zips together. So you can pick and choose exactly how you want this to work. Just taking a quick look down the front of the pants, you are going to have a zip pocket over on the left-hand side. That is asymmetry in action, people. You're not going to have that over on the right-hand side. Full zip connection like we talked about a second ago. The mesh works its way down the main part of the top of the thigh. So that's where your airflow is going to be pushed in from your thigh. You'll notice that the leather on the bottom, however, is perforated. So you are going to get a bit of breathability through the leather. It's just not going to be as sophisticated as the mesh on the inside. You do, however, have little pops of mesh over on the outside. So a lot of ventilation here, and that really is the name of the game. McHugh, you can go ahead and zip up for me. This is a jacket where you want leather, you want that level of protection, but you also want to be able to use this in the warmest months of the year. So this is really going to be the closest thing that we're going to have to 4-season functionality out of a leather jacket. Now with all that mesh, probably not something you want to push into the dead of winter if you live in the Northeast, but definitely, depending on where you reside in the country, this could be a 4-season option for you, mixed in with that protection that you get from leather. There's a lot of folks out there that have used a REV'IT Ignition jacket in the past. There's a lot of people that are going to be really excited about the new version. Again, price hasn't increased, but comfort has. So you're getting all the functionality of the previous version with now a full sleeve thermal liner and that extra amount of PWR stretch. So this is a jacket that people have loved for generations at this point of riders, and I think it's going to carry through in REV'IT's line very nicely. If you want to read more about what other riders have to say, you can click the info button on your desktop or mobile device. You can read other rider reviews that are already putting the Ignition 4 through its paces. Or if you still have questions as to which riding gear is right for you and your riding style, you can reach out to one of our customer service reps and they can walk you through all the different options available to make sure you get the right gear for your ride as well as for your budget. I want to thank you for joining us for this look at the REV'IT Ignition 4 H2O Jacket and Pants. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.